Hey, guys. Thank you for tuning into my channel. It's me, Miss Kiki, and I'm back with another reaction video. So I came across this particular video, and it's about a mom that finds a severed head in her son's room. So we're going to check this out and see what the heck is going on. So I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to hop right in. All right, let's get started.
Yep, he's always on Main Street just with his backpack, just walking and coming down to the shop to sit in his chair pretty much.
How do you know Warren?
I own Monique's Bridal downtown, and I give him a chair to sit and read his books.
Is it a homeless gentleman?
He's not homeless. He stays in a place. He pays for a room every day. He comes back in the shop because we keep his chair inside the shop to deter other people from sitting in it behind my shop.
The woman speaking with police is Monique Lenati. Her business has been mainstay in downtown Grand Junction since 1995. Monique and her daughter spent time getting to know Warren over the 4 years he's been a fixture behind her shop. He loves reading, feeding birds, and eating Subway sandwiches. To outsiders, he may have appeared unhoused or out of work, simply because he wore the same clothes every day. But Warren is different.
He works for a company that does just like temp agency, and they were the ones that actually contacted me because he's never missed work, and they know that he sits behind my shops.
So every morning it's around 6.
Yeah.
Without fail.
Without fail.
7 days a week?
Yes. He is there every morning.
All by himself?
Yeah.
Those who know him quickly take a shine to his kind and gentle soul.
And he's the nicest guy ever. Rough looking, but he is the nicest guy.
And
he buys Pall Mall Red 100s every day and a donut.
And see, this goes to show that you can't just go off of appearance, because you see this guy has came up missing, and look, he's already touched some hearts of people, and they're looking for him. Like, he has a routine that he always does, and he hasn't showed up. What's going on? All right.
Warren Barnes is quiet and never bothers anyone.
Why are you not investing in tax liens?
The reading man.
But I know he goes to the library a lot as well, because he, like I said, he reads books.
Loves to read.
so you said
And Warren has a routine, one you could swear by. So when he didn't show up to work on Monday morning, March 1st, his employers at the temp agency were concerned.
what raised concern with you today to report him missing?
Because the place people already called to see if I had seen him, because he didn't show up for work, and he's never once not shown up for work in the 4 years he's been working for them. So I said no, and that I hadn't seen him since Saturday. I don't know. I just have a really bad feeling because it's unlike him. And that's the weird thing, is I said, I'll see you tomorrow. He said, I'll be here. I'll see you tomorrow. And then I didn't even think about it when he wasn't there, really.
Does he ever have anybody sit and read with him or
No.
next to him?
Mm-mm.
Has he mentioned talking to anybody?
No, he doesn't associate with a lot of the like transients because he's not like them. He's very intelligent. Like I don't know why he's homeless. I never really got into like why he chose,
I'm sure you asked him. Did he ever talk about his family or where he came from?
So he has, I believe, at least one child, but they don't talk.
Okay.
And he said that they talk maybe once every 3 or 4 years on a holiday, but that he hasn't spoken to
So he
them,
probably didn't go for a visit.
No. He wouldn't have, and if he was, he would have told the people ready place he wasn't going to be there for work. He was very all about having that so he could afford his place to stay.
With no family that she knows of to call upon, Monique decides to start searching for him on her own. She posts a picture of Warren on her Facebook page, asking people to be on the lookout. Meanwhile, 5 miles across town, something odd had been unfolding over the weekend. In the Colorado River, just off the Blue Heron boat launch, a car is partially submerged in the water. The driver, 19-year-old Brian Cohee, had accidentally driven his 2007 Ford 500 into the river and was in over his head. Literally. So he called his parents, Brian Sr. and Terry Cohee, to come to his aid, and they called the police for further assistance. The tenor of the scene just off the Redlands Parkway is lighthearted, Everyone's laughing and joking around, even though it's in the middle of the night and it's dark and freezing.
Yeah, we made him wait till he was almost 18 before he got his driver's license because we didn't want him having any accidents like they do when they're 16 and 17. And
Gotcha.
things.
This your son right here?
Yep.
Yeah. Hey, partner, you want to come out and talk to me real quick?
Sure. I
Appreciate
mean,
it, man.
I'm really cold. Is it okay if it's in here? Because
His pants because he had
Okay.
some,
That's fine. I did not know that. No, please stay in the car.
Yeah.
All right. Nobody else in the car?
nope.
No,
Okay.
no, just us. I'm the father. That's the mother, and this is our son. He just
Sounds
called us 20
good.
minutes ago and said, "Dad, I parked at the boat ramp and I messed up. I tried to get out of the car and it slid down."
Well, you're not hurt, right? You're okay?
No, just a little
Okay.
cold is
Just
all.
beside your pride a little bit.
And probably $7,000.
Okay. All right, man. Do you have your ID with you, driver's license by any chance?
I do. Thankfully,
What were you doing down here, bud?
well, I felt like I needed to get out, and I figured, why not park here and just
relax a little bit.
relax and think.
Okay.
And I parked on the boat ramp,
Okay.
and I thought it would be easy to get out.
Uh-huh.
But when I tried to,
Where
I
did
put
you
it-
park exactly? Were you down the hill a little
Oh,
bit?
yeah, just a little bit.
Okay.
And then
When he got back in, go ahead.
when I got back in, I tried to put it in drive,
Mhm.
and it didn't go up. So then I tried putting it in low gear, shimmying it a bit. That didn't work.
Were you facing down?
No,
at
I
this
was
point, or were
facing.
you
I was
facing
facing
this way?
up.
Okay.
You back down?
Yeah,
That's a really good
because that seemed like the easiest one.
That's very
Because
cool.
of the propulsion of the rear tires, I figured they would be able to push.
Okay.
But yeah, then.
Okay.
Yeah, then it slid into the river. I was able to get out.
Because I was like, it's not a crash. He just
Dude, it's like
Parked
8 feet
it.
out in the water.
He
How
parked
calm
it
he talking,
and
y'all.
basically couldn't get it up. It just lost traction, looks like, and then
Like it's all good.
he actually went in it
I just
down in the water. He's not hurt at all. So I'm like, how are you gonna get this car out if possible?
Does he need to stay here?
I'm
Or
sorry?
is he free to go? I'm sure he'd like to go home and get warm.
I'm sure you'd like to get some pants on.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, it's not a crash. It's
Okay.
simple mistake.
Just a stupid ass.
So,
All right, I'm gonna take him home then, and then we'll come back here and see if we can figure out what's what with the tow truck driver. Thank you.
son has no pants on.
After taking Brian home to put some pants on and warm up, the Cohees returned to the scene at the boat ramp around 3 a.m. And this is when things take a turn.
Uh-oh.
The crew recovering Brian Jr.'s sedan from the Colorado River has just spotted something troubling.
Hey, quick question for you.
Sure.
So the back bumper, I don't know, you can probably see it from here. It's a lot of red on the back of that. Yeah, dripping down it all a little bit. Right underneath the license plate. A little area right there. Okay.
Okay.
A lot
A
of
lot of
red.
red.
Blood.
Looks like blood.
Blood.
Yeah. I don't know if did your son hurt himself on
I
his way
don't
out at all?
know.
He might have. He just didn't know it. I don't know.
That's why I'm asking. That's a good question. He's at home. Is he make sure he's not got a cut or
He said he's going to bed.
something out on him somewhere that he's not aware of? Maybe because his adrenaline was a little high. Maybe just have him do like a self check, make sure he's okay.
The mama like, what?
Brian, are you okay? They see blood on the back bumper of the vehicle.
Really?
Yeah, did you get hurt?
No,
Are you sure you don't have any injuries?
no, I'm fine. There's blood on it.
What?
We're not sure.
We're not sure. It's a red, something red
It-
underneath the license plate.
similar blood stain.
Oh no.
All right. But you're not injured. You don't have any cuts.
No, I don't know what would cause blood or whatever it is on the bumper.
But you're not injured.
No, I'm not injured.
Okay. All right. I'll call you back.
Ooh, it's cold.
Is it good? Is my car good?
No, Brian, they're
it's-
trying to get it out. They got to rehook it and try it again.
They're having trouble getting your car out, buddy. All right.
We'll call you back.
Call you back in a little bit. If I can send a message on. Bye.
I got to move my car.
Is there?
I got to move my car for the driver.
Okay.
The car is finally removed from the Colorado River, but the blood is still piquing the interest of everyone on the scene.
What'd they say about us looking in the trunk?
They're good with it.
Okay.
The officers are unable to get into the trunk. Brian seemingly locked it before driving it into the water. The car is released back into the custody of the Cohees the next morning. Brian Sr. decides to clean his son's car. After all, it had been in the river for hours and badly needed it.
So I'm like, okay, I hope I get this car started for Brian. He's got to work. So right away, I popped the hood, unhooked the battery because it was dead, tried to charge the battery. I started going through the car, vacuuming out all the water. Did as much as I could Saturday. Went back out there this morning just to continue. And I opened the glove box, and there was a knife in the glove box, underwater. Okay. The glove box is full of water. Very large knife. Okay. And then, as I go around the passenger door, I open the passenger door, and there's a wallet in between this door and the gun or whatever. Okay. And I open up, that's not Brian's wallet. It's frozen solid. Like, oh my God, that's not Brian's wallet.
Between the blood on the bumper, the knife, and the stranger's wallet, Brian Sr. had some questions for his son. But first, he makes a phone call to a company whose business card was found in the wallet.
That's not Brian's wallet. So I take him aside, and I ended up getting one of the wads of cards out. There's a labor ready. I read that. So I called labor ready. And then another one, there was a social security card. Okay. I was like, hey, this is a weird call, but I've got a wallet here with so-and-so's name, and I'm hoping he works for you all, or you subbed him out or whatever. Oh, yeah, my one. We've been missing him. Yes, he didn't show up today. I'm like, oh, my God. Okay, well, I found his wallet at Blue Pen Program. So here's my name. Here's all my information. If you get a hold of him, tell him I've got his wallet here at my house. Okay, so I left that like that.
Brian Sr.'s next phone call is to Brian Jr.
Call Brian. Brian, what's going on? Why is there a wallet in the car? Oh, I found it down the book when I was down there walking around. Okay. And he was so sincere. Mm-hmm. I took it all. I want to believe him. He's my son. Sure. You found him. Well, Brian, how come, and all this going on in the last 2 days, well, how come you didn't tell us about the wallet? Dad, I was just so excited with all the going on. My car getting towed. Look at this wet now. It won't start. I just didn't think about it. I didn't think it was important, Dad. I'm like, Brian, who is?
We are the Skaggs family.
Matthew. You, from the bottom, I only know one more. He's my school friend. It's not him. I believe him.
Unbeknownst to Brian Sr., his wife Terry, who operates a child care facility out of the home, is almost simultaneously making a chilling discovery in her son's room.
I started working on my house, doing some drywall repairs, just doing other things. Left the car alone, didn't let it dry out. And my wife called, get over here right now. Drop everything right now.
1-1 is John. What's the address emergency?
Hi, there is an emergency. I found something in my son's closet wrapped in a plastic bag.
Okay, what was it?
I think it's a human head.
It's a what?
I think it's a human head.
Why do you think it's that?
Because it looks like it's all an ear.
Is it bloody or does it like anything like that?
I just need to come. So I had to take a picture and send it to you.
What's the address? Is your son there now?
He just pulled up. We wanted to make sure he was here before we called.
How old is he?
19. He's had a little bit of a fascination with the morbid, but he was channeling it, I thought, into becoming a crime scene investigator, but not so much.
Do you think he's going to be cooperative with us?
I don't know. I don't think he'll be violent. Just came back from his friend's house.
Does he have any weapons in his room, or do you guys have any in the house?
I don't know. I think that he has a shotgun, but we can certainly remove it immediately before he gets in his room. He's caught by the car now, so.
Is the bag still in the closet?
No, it's in my kitchen sink. And there's a secondary bag that I have not opened.
Officers from the Mesa County Sheriff's Office respond to the Cohee residence on South Broadway. At this point, all the children in Terry Cohee's daycare have been picked up by their parents. Outside the home, at the end of their gravel driveway, Brian Sr., Terry, Brian Jr., and Brian's brother Andy await police.
Okay, so parents have some concerns of some stuff they may have found in your room?
Yeah, I believe so.
And what would it be?
A human head and hands.
Like, for real human head and hands?
Yes.
From?
Man, this boy.
That fellow who went missing recently.
Which fellow was that?
Warren Brown.
Warren Brown? When did he go missing?
The night of the 27th.
The night of the 27th? Okay. And how did you end up with him?
I murdered him.
With what?
A knife.
Why would you have done that?
I've always wondered what murder felt like.
Okay. Where did you do that at?
Underneath the bridge.
Which bridge?
The one past
Okay.
near the weird intersection.
Okay. Do you have anything on you? He's going to cut, poke, hurt, stick me anything without reaching for nothing? Don't reach for nothing.
My phone and my wallet. That's
okay.
it.
Well, I'm going to have you face that way. Put your hands on top of your head for me real quick. I just want to make sure you interlace your fingers for me real quick, all right?
Go ahead. Phone.
Okay. How do you know this guy?
Police officers.
They told me that was what was in the wallet.
What do you mean that was?
No, Brian, how did you come across this
How'd you
guy?
come across the gentleman?
I was driving.
Uh-huh.
And I saw a strange shape near the railway.
Uh-huh.
So I parked my car and investigated it.
Okay.
And I found it to be a man sleeping.
Okay. Where's the knife at?
It is in my sunken car. Well, it's in my car.
I had that
previously
Listen,
sunken.
this is going to be an invest, and I'll take it from there.
Okay. So did that happen when you crashed your car? Or is that totally different?
That's related, but a different event.
Okay. How's it related?
Well, when I killed him, I tried disposing of his body by putting it in the river, but
Okay,
I parked too low in the river. And
Where's the rest of his body at?
Huh?
Where's the rest of the body at?
What parts?
The body, Brian. Where's his body?
Down the river.
Okay. I'm gonna have you walk over here. You're gonna sit in the back of my partner's patrol car for a minute, okay? Not yet. Okay. Just sit back there and hang out for me, okay?
200 pound,
I
6
said
foot one
that.
Brian Cohee is cooperative and polite,
handcuffed
if
his
not a bit
ass.
awkward. The female officer from the Mesa County Sheriff's Office helps the 19-year-old into her patrol car.
How are you?
I'm good, sir. How are you? You said your name's Brian?
No, handcuff him.
You're not feeling too well? All right.
No, these past few days I've been very, very anxious.
That's understandable. So what we're going to have you do here is I'm just going to have you sit in the back here, okay? I'm going to turn on the air for you in a second. That way you're not too hot. Are you a hot-blooded or cold-blooded kind of guy?
No, girl. Let his ass suffocate.
Well, no, actually, sorry, hot-blooded.
Hot-blooded. So you prefer the cold. Okay, fantastic. All right. So hop in here. I know you're tall, so it's a little bit of a tight squeeze, but like I said, I'll get that air on for you.
Sorry about that.
All right.
Meanwhile, the male officer needs to go inside the house and see for himself if there actually is a human head in the sink, like Terry Cohee claimed in her 911 call.
They do gotta remain.
Can you walk me inside, please?
They want to see us how they feel. Now look at the mother. She on the ground.
Let me do it. You go inside.
Well, let's stay out here with me for a minute.
Sit down. Come on, sit down, baby.
Can I go in there and verify here
Oh,
first?
yeah, please.
Let me
We
go
haven't
do that.
seen it. Yeah, we
Okay.
haven't looked at it.
It's under the towel in the sink.
Okay.
Y'all. Okay. First off, these police officers are really calm, so they must have been doing this for some years, right? Because I would have handcuffed his ass and put him in the back of that police car with no Earl. Hell, and let me go investigate this. But you see how this mama is sick to her stomach. So let's see. The daddy said he ain't seen nothing. So let's roll.
Say what your mother. Give her.
Just make sure that guy goes in the car first.
I can say yeah. You can go in the sink, right?
Well,
Sink
okay.
right there. No, house is empty.
Okay.
I had a bad feeling about what happened this weekend.
Okay.
And she said there's a bag in this closet, and she opened it up, and she called me and said, "Get over here right now." I covered it with a towel.
Okay.
I didn't want him to see it because we didn't want him to run. I don't want to look at it.
Yeah. 22, 42, you clear for a call?
Got my water.
All right, I'm giving you a call.
Let me know whenever you want to start.
Real
Yeah,
life.
let me get this figured out.
A real live head job in his mama kitchen sink.
Oh, yeah, you might want to call investigations. So, oh yeah, I asked him what was going on. He said, I killed the guy. I stabbed him. That's his head. I dumped his body in the river. So I guess this guy's name is like Warren Brown or something. So, all right, I'm gonna secure the house. And he said there should be hands and the head's in the sink. The body is in the river. So, what's that? Yeah. What's that? Oh, does it sound by my voice that it looks real? It is. So, okay.
After the officer confirms the head is indeed real, Brian Sr. then recounts the story of the last 24 hours again to law enforcement on scene.
He left Friday night, late in the morning. Our phone rings at my house. Dad, this is Brian. My son Brian. Same name, same birthday, January 10th. My firstborn. My car's stuck in the river. Wait, what? So we go there and he gives us a song and dance, how it was a full moon, he wanted to pull down a little water. And next thing you know, since the one-wheel drive, we tried to put it in reverse and the car started sliding, and next thing you know, he ended up in the river. So we get there to pick him up, we call the police at 2 o'clock in the morning. My son put his car in the river. So they called a tow truck company. We called 4 tow truck companies, couldn't get the car out of the river.
Where's the
car? Blood all over the bumper.
Where is the car?
So we towed it to Scotty's to see if they could fix it. So I called Scotty's and said, don't touch it. Okay. I already called him and said, don't touch it.
Nothing was taken out of the vehicle.
Yes,
you know.
I did. Yes.
What did you take out of the vehicle?
I cleaned it up, bottles, everything, incriminating
Do you know
stuff.
where that stuff is?
Yes, it's all at the house.
It's all at the house.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
in a bag.
No, I didn't know this had happened first. So I'm thinking I'm going to get Brian's car cleaned out. We're going to get it all fixed up.
Right.
Call Scotty's. They're going to start it up.
Right.
But then things started unfolding.
Okay.
We saw blood on the bumper. We asked Brian, Brian, what's this from? Oh, I think I cut my finger.
Okay.
What else has got on? I found a wallet. So I'm going to the car this morning. Okay. There's a wallet in the car. And I'm like, Brian, whose wallet? Oh, I found it at the boat ramp.
And where were you going through the car this morning?
Because it was at my house. Okay. We towed it to my house.
Oh, so now it's at your house.
It's at my house.
It's not at Scotty's anymore.
No. When I found out I couldn't start it, I called the tow truck company, and they towed it to Scotty's this morning.
Oh.
So they just got it.
Okay.
Car was towed there, and I'm like, well, I started pulling out bottles, this, and I'm like, Brian, why is there a knife in your glove box? Dad, I don't feel safe.
So you touched the knife?
Oh, but the knife was underwater.
Okay.
The car was underwater.
Right, okay.
So I pulled everything out of the car.
Okay. And all of that stuff is in your garage?
All the stuff's at my house.
Okay.
Yeah, so I just, as I was pulling it out, I'm like, what the fuck?
The officers update each other on the new information they've gathered while Terry Cohee sobs in the background.
So he had the car at his house this morning. He took out knife, a bunch of stuff.
Who's?
Brian Sr. His house. I have the
Hold on one
address.
second. Go ahead. I copy.
So I told him we can pencil investigations for him, and then he can take them there where all the items are.
Go ahead. No, we're fine. We've got him sitting in a patrol car right now, and it's just the family here, so we're good. Appreciate it. Okay, so where's everything else?
5.
This was Colorado, y'all. This happened in Colorado. Junction Station, I believe.
He had the car at the house this morning. He pulled the knife, all sorts of stuff. He said there was blood all over.
Okay. Hold on.
You're good.
Car to car or stuff. We'll also have a second address that'll have to either go through on consent or through a search warrant. It's going to be Dad's house. He had the car over there and
cleaned it out,
unbeknownst to knowing what was going on.
Dad's super cooperative about taking us there and letting us look at it. So I just told him we'd wait till investigations got here and just keep him here. They have another location. I don't believe this is their house, or maybe this is their second house.
Yeah, I copied. They're cooperative out here, and our suspect is sitting in a patrol car.
While the Cohees await instructions on what to do next, they have some questions.
I know you guys have a lot going on right now. It's a lot to process, so we'll work with you every step of the way as much as we can.
Yeah. How long till the news company shows up?
We're gonna try to keep that a while, so we're hoping.
We need to get you clearance.
Hold on, before you pay for yet.
Oh, hold on, y'all.
I run the life jacket program here in town.
Okay.
That's
Biggest
me.
thing is our investigation unit.
Oh,
getting here and
absolutely.
talking to you guys, and
Absolutely.
then,
Sure.
Like I said, even if news shows up, we're not going to let them down here.
Thank you.
So
Yeah. Okay.
just focus
Don't
on
let them up there either.
breathing
They'll
and
be able to
kinda-
see stuff from up there too.
Well, nobody else should know about this right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Okay. So, and again, be careful who you guys talk to, who you
No-
tell
no-
anything.
nobody.
or
Haven't
anything.
told anybody
Nobody knows.
anything.
Nobody knows but you.
Perfect. Same goes for you.
Yeah.
Are
Yes.
you family?
My son.
Family, yeah.
Second
Okay.
brother.
All right.
Second son.
Okay. And your name? Nice to meet you. Sorry, we're meeting this way.
So, hey,
Oh my God, I can't believe
At least
it.
it's not me in that car, you know?
I can't believe it.
I'm concerned. Got it.
Oh my God.
It's kind of a time to not really know what to do. So.
what happened? At random too. Why? I don't get it.
Don't have any kids. How old is Brian?
He's 19.
He's 19.
110-02.
Mom,
19.
what's your name?
My name's Terry.
Terry. Okay. Are you okay? Do you need any medical?
Well, we're waiting on a call from my doctor.
Okay. Okay. All right. So hang tight right here. I got to chat with my partners again.
Sure.
Okay. Brian, when would you say this? What night did this happen?
No, Friday late Saturday morning at
This Saturday?
1 o'clock. Yes.
Okay.
1 o'clock in the morning.
Start just this Saturday at 1 in the morning.
For what, the car crash?
Yeah, the
Okay.
whole incident.
It's now time to take the 19-year-old suspect to the station for questioning.
All right, Brian.
His parents follow the patrol car to the sheriff's office, where they will also be interviewed.
I've got one male on board. We're en route to the office.
On the drive over, Brian Jr. makes light conversation with the sheriff's deputy until he notices where they are.
What time is it?
It is 2:32.
It was under this bridge.
It was under this bridge?
Yeah.
Okay. Like right there under the bridge? Or
This side of the bridge. And, behind one of these portholes.
okay. Stuck quick. He said it was the bridge here right by the jail. From what he's saying, it sounds like overpass, but we'll clarify.
A patrol car is sent to inspect the area of the underpass that Brian stated was the crime scene. There, officers are quickly able to confirm he was telling the truth.
It's right here.
Oh, you see it?
Yeah. Because there's an arm.
What?
Hey.
Good search ever.
There's an arm. There's another arm.
Okay, hold on. Do some pictures. Start right now.
What?
There's another one.
I don't have a clue. Okay.
This is like
Real
something-
life psycho shit.
Yeah.
Just having a discussion with the deputy chief about how these kids don't have any remorse.
This boy just killed a man under a bridge and cut his body up.
Right here's a leg.
A leg.
Well, it could be the upper arm or a leg.
The upper arm.
There, and there.
Pieces down there. I mean,
A patrol guy.
He cut this man up, y'all.
Yellow tape it and then hold it. Because
With a
the
butcher
potential
knife.
is that there's a secondary by the boat launch.
Yeah, I would think so.
but we
'cause
can
if
run
you
out
want to
there
go,
and look at that, and then if you guys, we can just ask for a.
I'm switching to primary. Hold on.
But if we can get the lab out here, that would be the best thing.
yeah, get forensics out here.
After the 8-minute drive to the sheriff's office is complete, the deputy escorts Brian Jr. into the interrogation room.
He's
Is
ready.
Dad cooperative?
Everybody's cooperative, including Dad's Brian Sr., son is Brian Jr.
They're ready for him.
Okay, cool. Let me call parents, let them know to park here, and then we'll have someone meet them out front. Okay, so what I want you guys to do is pull into the front of the sheriff's office. And when you do that, you're gonna.
All right, so I sped it up a little bit, y'all, to the parents. They didn't got the parents in, so let's.
In middle school, he started exhibiting antisocial behavior. Okay. Just saying things to get kids riled up and thinking it was funny. Okay. And the doctor had said, yes, he's ADHD. Yes, he's autistic. Yes, he's this. Oh, and there's some indications that he should get further testing because of potential psychosis. Okay. And I asked about referrals and called, and nobody in town to see them. Okay. The only place to go was Denver. And I was like, how am I supposed to just take him to Denver? And so we got him involved with. And she worked with them for about a year, and then COVID hit. And so she couldn't do sessions anymore. And they tried to do over the phone sessions, but it's just not very effective, beneficial. And it's just kind of like we just were like, okay, well, he seems to be doing good. You know, he graduated high school, he works with, and he's been working there for a year in August.
The detective wants to know more about the medications Brian is on and if he's actually taking them.
And he said he's not taking his medication, or is he on medications now? He's on ADHD medicine. Okay. That he takes before work. Okay. On his part-time job. Okay. And he takes sertraline, which is an anti-anxiety, antidepressant. Okay. So he's been diagnosed that as well.
And to the best of your knowledge, is he actually taking them? Like, do you watch him take them?
I don't watch him take them, but I have an alarm set, and every night at 10 p.m. I say, Brian, take your medicine. And he says, I know, I am. Okay. And as I've looked at his pill container, I mean, it's going, you know, seems to be going down. Okay. So I assumed he was taking it.
Okay. What about alcohol or any other recreation drugs?
No.
Nothing like that. When you talked about the school stuff and having lots of issues, what were the issues that they were having that made other kiddos not feel safe?
He would make jokes that were not appropriate. He got suspended a few times, like for behavior that wasn't acceptable, like this one girl that he knows very well. He knows that she has a lot of issues, and that loud noises frighten her. And so, you know, one of his.
I want to see them talk with him.
That's true.
All right, so listen up. Stay.
So of course I sped it up some more, y'all, because I want to see them talk to him. But let's catch a little bit of the dad, and then we'll roll right into the detectives talking to him to try to figure out what the hell was going on here. This 19-year-old young adult has killed a man under a bridge and cut him up with a butcher's knife and put his head in a bag and took it home, and his mama then found it. This is a real live Paramount Line Gate production.
Okay, well, our parents, when this hits the news, all the kids are going to be pulled out.
Maybe.
So, yeah, everything's going to go belly up here. So, if things are going to change, I don't know how it's going to change, but I got a feeling Grand Junction is no longer going to be our hometown because my name's been trashed.
In another room at the Mesa County Sheriff's Office, Brian Cohee Jr., now under arrest and charged on suspicion of first-degree murder, has waived his Miranda rights and is ready to talk with investigators. They waste no time getting straight to the point.
How did you get here?
I murdered someone.
Okay. But how did you get to my office?
Well, the police drove me here from my mom's house.
Okay. You said you murdered someone.
I did.
Did you know the person?
No.
No?
No. I was driving one night. I was in a, shall we say, bad state of mind.
Okay.
I saw a strange shape by the railway tracks, so I investigated, and it revealed to be a homeless person sleeping. Well, I presumed homeless, because he was there.
Okay.
So, I stabbed him to death.
Okay.
Then decapitated his head and hands and arms.
Okay.
I then took the head and put it in my car trunk along with the hands in bags, plastic Ziploc bags. I took it back to my house, cleaned off the knife, tried to hide the head and hands, removed the trash in my car that was stained in blood. And then I tried sleeping. However, I was quite stupid, shall we say, because I decided that's too much evidence. The body needs to be dumped in the river. So I took the body in the trunk, drove it to the Blue Heron drop-off point, and unsuccessfully dumped the body as I parked too low down the ramp. The ramp is mud and dirt, so unless you have four-wheel drive, you're not getting down. And I was unable to get out, and my car flooded. Let's see, I killed him just after 11, February 27th, 2021. And then I dumped the body. I tried to dump the body. I'm trying to remember the time exactly. It was 1 a.m.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that sounds fascinating.
What do you want to know?
To start back at the beginning and go slow and tell me as many details as you can remember.
So, because I'm already going to jail for this 15 years probably.
I have no idea.
Because
we're at the beginning.
It's murder. I'm going to jail for 20 probably. But so I figured, why fight it?
Okay. So what's important to me is to learn as much about you and what you did and as I can. Well, as many details as you can give me, the better.
I drive a 2007 Ford 500.
Okay.
And I keep a small 18-inch bat in there for self-defense, and a large kitchen knife in the glove box, both for self-defense, because I don't really trust anyone. There aren't really any part of this town, so that's why I have both. And let's see, yeah, it was the night of February 27th. It was a full moon. And I figured I could see so well, why not drive out? And I am in a bad state of mind at that time. I have major depressive disorder, so I am not thinking, I shall say, positively.
Okay.
And I'm cruising around for an hour and a half. So I fill up on gas halfway through. And I'm eventually driving underneath the bridge near the sheriff's office. Like how...
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
There's a road underneath, right? That's under the overpass. And I was driving along, and I see a shape here on the railway track. So I'm like, oh, interesting. So I go up, and as I'm looking, I see a large thing wrapped in a canvas.
Okay.
And I'm like, that's a homeless person. So I grab my knife, I put on 3 layers of gloves, because plastic gloves can betray their users because they're so thin, those vinyl gloves, by imprinting your fingerprints through. So I put on 2, 3 on one hand. I took the knife, I pulled back the canvas, and I stabbed his neck. He was panicking at first in his old man voice. He was in his 50s. I know why I call him an old man. He was saying, "What are you doing? What are you doing? Why? Ah!" And I just kept on stabbing his neck. This is okay if I do a demonstration.
Oh, yeah.
This is him. I was straddled on top of him like this.
Okay.
And he couldn't fight back. surprisingly easy. I was barely breaking the sweat. I thought, oh, this guy, he's going to be tough. But no, it was actually surprisingly easy. And during the time, I was growling and making animalistic noises.
Why were you doing that?
I suppose it was a frenzy.
Okay.
I was so excited, so rushed up on adrenaline and everything. I was just, and I paused and he said, "Why are you doing this?" And I said, "I've been wanting to do this for a long time, murder someone." And then I continued. The whole ordeal lasted about a minute and a half.
Okay.
And I stabbed, when I was finished stabbing him, he took out his last breath, a grunt, and his head was halfway cut off in stabs. All the while, no, actually, after I killed him, I just couldn't stop saying, "Stinky, dirty, dirty, stinky, stinky." It wasn't. I wasn't smelling anything, but...
And why were you saying that?
I don't know.
Okay.
And,
But you remember doing it, so.
yeah. I suppose it was just me speaking out my mind at that moment. It was a pouring out of the mind.
What are you worried about? I mean, this looks like it's pretty close to the road and stuff. Somebody seeing you or catching you?
It was 11 p.m., so not many were driving by. Well, it was behind the pillar. So, like, here's the road.
Uh-huh.
It was here. So people would only see a brief thing here and here.
So were you worried about them seeing you?
I was worried about one of them stopping. But
what did you think could happen if somebody...
Well, if they looked, well, it was quite dark under there, so they wouldn't have seen the guy unless they looked. They would have seen me holding a bloody 12-inch knife, wearing gloves, and wearing a mask to conceal my identity, a face mask.
Okay. So you weren't doing it for COVID, you were doing it to hide your face?
Partially. Social distancing. Yeah, but no one stopped. And I'm just like, proves the bystander effect.
Nonchalantly, the killer goes into chilling and graphic detail about what he did to Warren Barnes' body. We'll spare you the gruesome details.
Thank you.
He then tells the investigators what he did with the various body parts once he was home with them.
I want to buy your house. I can
be there. And then I took the head, put it in a leftover pizza box from the dinner a few nights ago. And then I took the hands, put them in the back, drove home, hid the hands and head in my room, cleaned the knife, threw away the garbage with the blood on it, and then put the blood stained, wasn't stained, it had splatters on it. I put it in the dish, in the washing machine.
What did you put in there?
I put the outfit I murdered him in a washing machine. Yeah, I was wearing.
Okay.
In a washing machine, put it on high speed so it would effectively remove the blood. Wash it twice. And then I tried going to sleep, but I was worried that because there was a hole in my gloves right here, I was worried that they would be able to obtain a partial print.
Mm-hmm.
So I figured, why not go all the way? I drove back in a different outfit, picked up his body, surprisingly heavy, put it in my trunk, and drove to the Blue Heron drop-off station.
Okay.
I parked. So it's like this, right? So let's say this is the ground. The ramp is quite steep, and you need to have four-wheel drive to pull out of it.
Okay.
And my car didn't. I thought, so I pulled in. I thought that I could drive out because I put it in reverse. A, so that it's easier to pull the body out. And B, because the back tires would provide propulsion to push up.
Right.
And I open the trunk, I take his body out, I put it in the water, and because I don't want fingerprints on a body, so I just try moving it with my shoes. That works successfully. He goes out some part in the river and floats off. Okay. God knows where he is now.
Investigators are still curious to get to the bottom of Brian Cohee's state of mind at the time he committed the murder.
And you talked about you were just kind of in a bad space that night.
It was, yes.
Okay. Why were you in a bad space?
I didn't take my medicine, and plus for years I was wondering what murder would feel like because, like Ted Bundy and the Zodiac, they all say murder is the best feeling in the world. So I'm like, I'm going to try that.
Okay.
So for some time I had been wondering when it would happen. I always knew I would be in this building, whether it was as a criminal or a police officer.
Okay.
Because I was planning to go in the military, go into forensics.
Okay. All right.
And
how long do you really, honestly think you've been thinking about really at some point you wanted to know what murder felt like?
A year.
Okay. All right. And you said you read books?
I read books. I have a book on forensics.
Okay. Did you read the book, the Ted Bundy book?
No, I have not read the Ted Bundy book.
Okay.
I
probably have seen excerpts. Have you seen little comments from it or things like that?
I'm not sure what book you're talking about.
The one you mentioned, the whole stuff about Ted Bundy. A lot has been written.
No, it was on the internet.
Yeah. Okay. All right. All right. And Pete has studied him too. So
crazy.
You seem more like Ed, who had
Ed Gein.
Ed in California.
Ed Kemper.
Yeah. You studied him? You remind me of Ed Kemper.
I know of him. He was
a Goliath.
He was a Goliath. He was 6'9", 300 pounds.
So can I answer your question? Almost all those people did this for some sort of, whether they had sex with somebody or it was some sexual gratification in their mind.
Criminology, there's different types of. I'm not a serial killer by no means. But with serial killers, there's different types of them. There's organized, disorganized, visionary, missionary.
I'm just wondering what gets you excited about doing it?
Well, I'm not really sexually attracted to it.
Okay. I was just asking.
It was just curiosity, more or less.
And you said you studied criminology and forensics and all that?
Not college study or school study. It's like a passing interest.
I understand. But what were you worried about, like leaving evidence behind or being caught?
Totally.
Tell me about that and what you did then.
Well, I was figuring the police don't. This is not to be taken offense.
Let's hold on. This guy is very calm, willing to just talk about killing this guy and cutting his body up like it's nothing. This is really weird.
It's called Case Connect Compensation Calculator. Now, what's dope about it is once you answer.
So what in your life has changed?
Gradual, I think. Call me weird, but I think everyone has had thoughts of shooting up their school.
No.
I didn't know.
I ain't had no thought like that.
And then because of that, I suppose I just don't really like people at all. I don't know.
So thoughts of shooting to school to today, what has happened?
Well, last year my parents found a kit I had been assembling. It had hammers, shovels, knives, large zip ties, duct tape, saw. That wasn't meant for hurting people. They found it though, and they were ready to call the police until I had convinced them it was via other methods, for other things. And it was an ultimatum where if I didn't throw it away, all that, they would call the police, and then I would have been arrested on charges of conspiracy.
And what if he hadn't been caught? Would Brian Cohee have killed again?
Yep.
If you had not been caught by your folks, what do you think you would have done next?
With the kid?
I don't know. No. Let's talk about like today. If you would have been able to get rid of the head, and your folks did not find it.
Well, it depends.
Okay.
Would you guys have been able to solve it if the body was found in the river, the head and hands were missing, and there were no fingerprints or DNA?
Well, we'd like to think so, but who knows?
Right, who knows? We'd love to think so, but
let's say we didn't solve it. What happens next?
Then what would you have thought of to do next?
Well, I thought I would have been very careful because I would have been worried at any moment this could become a cold case and then it could be solved later on down the line. So I probably would have done it again because that was just to see what it felt like. And if I had gotten away with it, I would have just kept the secret to real grief.
Brian Cohee's trial, where he pleaded not guilty by reason of insanity, lasted for 12 days. Throughout the proceedings, Cohee's attorney argued that his mental illnesses prevented him from knowing right from wrong. But the jury didn't buy it. They deliberated for 2 days before finding him guilty of first-degree murder. Judge Richard Gurley said that in his 37 years in the court system and 16 years as a judge, this was one of the most horrific cases he's ever seen. Cohee was sentenced to life in prison plus 13 and a half years with no chance of parole, a far cry from the 15 years he believed he would receive when he was first interrogated. He is currently serving out his sentence at the Buena Vista Correctional Complex in Chaffee County, Colorado, where he will stay for the remainder of his natural life.
Wow.
Brian Cohee thought that he could get away with murder by taking the life of someone he believed wouldn't be worthy of an investigation. He couldn't have been more wrong. Warren Barnes was not only a beloved man in the downtown Grand Junction community, but most importantly, he was a human being who deserved to be treated with the dignity and respect that he offered others. According to the Colorado Sun, Barnes was a lifelong resident of the Grand Valley and told people that he spent time as a cowboy in the Book Cliff Mountains north of Grand Junction. He had a wife, a daughter, and a granddaughter. A sculpture by ironworker Tim Navin of a tree, chair, and stack of books, commissioned by one of the many people whose path intertwined with Barnes, sits in the breezeway outside of Monique's bridal shop where he used to pass the time. His mantra, "And you also," is inscribed on one of the books. The memory of the reading man lives on in downtown Grand Junction, despite a monster's attempt otherwise.
Wow, that was really interesting. So what did y'all think about that? I remember him. Now that they show his face, the killer, I remember him a few years ago hitting the news. But yeah, that was really, really, it was more weird than crazy because he was so calm and he was just willing to just talk. And man, it's really people out here like that, y'all. Be safe. Anyway, thank y'all for watching the video with me. Let me know what y'all think. Bye. Talk to y'all later.